Hello and welcome to Scale Wall Machines. In this mini guide we're going to take a look at a really useful product, Vallejo Surface Primers.
They come in a range of colours and bottle sizes, including white, black, grey, UK bronze green, olive drab, primer and dark yellow. So we thought we'd review them with a quick bench test. But first of all, why use a primer coat? You can just spray your models directly, but using a primer has several advantages. First off, it means you use less base coat colour covering the model, and it gives you a tough, durable key for your base coat to adhere to. Secondly, if your model is made up of multiple materials, including resin, metal, rubber, brass and so on, the primer adheres to all these substances with ease and creates a uniform coat. A primer coat also shows any imperfections in your constructed model. These can be rectified before adding your colour coats. It's also a great base to add surface detail transfers. So how do the Vallejo primers fare? The primers come in 17, 60 and 200 milliliter bottles. If you get the larger flip-top bottles, you'll find a healthy amount of primer inside, whilst the smaller bottles hold enough for a handful of mid-sized models. It's fairly thick, but can be sprayed direct from your airbrush without diluting. What's nice is the Vallejo packaging allows you to dose your paint mixes in precise amounts, drop by drop. Although you can brush paint the primers, the best way to proceed is to spray them on. The optimum combination is a 0.3mm needle with about 1.8 bar. The paint flows smoothly and easily. Just build up several light coats of primer, working your way around the model, rather than applying coats too thickly. You'll find that your model or parts are soon covered in the primer, with little plastic showing through. Thanks to their opacity, the coverage is excellent. The primer settles down quickly and creates a smooth, pristine finish. If you want to speed drying, you can use a hairdryer. Under heat, the primer doesn't shrink or split. You're ready to spray on top within a short period of time. But in our experience, it's still best to let the primer dry thoroughly before base coating. It hardens more the longer you leave it. 12 to 24 hours is best. The beauty of these primers is that they do not pool or dry too thickly. All this means your detail is preserved. A large amount of primer can be applied and it will still dry smooth and flat. In this test, we're going to spray these boots in several thick coats of primer. As you can see, the primer still dries smooth and flat. The primers are so smooth that you get no unwelcome orange peeling that can happen with some aerosol type primers, especially if the can is cold. You can also mix them to your optimum shade, as we did with this LRDG Chevrolet. They are intermixable with your existing collections of model colour paints, so it's simple and easy to add more shades. You can lighten in stages to give your model depth. And you can also pre-shade your kit using two contrasting colours of Vallejo primer. Just pick out the shadows in a darker shade. It's a great way to give definition and shadowing to structural parts of the tank. Just make sure that once the base coat goes on, you allow the primer to show through. Here you can see how the pre-shading from the primers can still be seen under the base coat. One final option is to use a lighter tone like white on top of black, so you can see where the highlights fall on any subject. This is especially useful when painting stowage or figures. A good test is how the primers perform on a shiny surface, like this 1/24th scale beetle. The black primer adhered really well to the glossy plastic used in this kit. Once applied, most paints can be used on top without a problem, and you can handle the model easily without fear of paint becoming detached.
So all in all, a great product, especially if you're a fan of using primers. Remember, these products are non-toxic, so there's none of the smells associated with solvent aerosols.
There's more videos on the website, and you can check out our Facebook and Google Plus communities. And don't forget to like your favourite model suppliers as well. Bye.